Welcome to Newport Beach, California, and welcome on board Love and Life, a 95-foot Princess yacht that's available for sale. That's the reason that we're here today, so that prospective buyers can take a look all around the vessel. Before we do look around though, let me tell you that we've just taken this yacht from Newport Beach to Laguna Beach and back again to see how she performs out in the ocean. She was wonderful. We got some great footage that you can enjoy now while I tell you a few of her vital statistics. Love and Life is a Princess 95 built in 2011. She has a length overall of 95 feet, a beam of 23 feet, and a draft of 5 feet 11 inches. This yacht will cruise at 24 knots and has a maximum speed of 27 knots. The yacht has fin stabilizers made by Track, who are one of the world's most reputable producers. Well, quite aside from the way that she performs at speed out in the ocean, even here in this inlet going into Newport Beach, she's performing absolutely beautiful, and it gives us an opportunity to show you a little bit about the deck layout in the interiors. And the flybridge is quite astonishing in its size. They've designed this yacht so that you have a lovely seating area here with various pieces of soft furnishings that you can move around according to how you like. And rather unusually, you'll see that the owner of this yacht opted to have this area here in a non-slip finish and the rest of it in teak. Now, teak, of course, looks great and feels fantastic, but it can get quite hot under your feet after a long day in the sun, whereas the non-slip doesn't. So that's quite a smart option that he took there. But also you can see various slight changes that he made to the boat over the years. This beautiful, heavy, wooden varnished bar top. The bar actually is fantastic. You've got an opening fridge there, a top opening fridge, a sink here, ice maker underneath, a huge barbecue, and the television. Now, I have to say again, some viewers do question why you have to have so many televisions on a yacht, but it's the Super Bowl in Los Angeles just up the road in a couple of weeks' time, and I can't help imagining just sitting back there with friends, getting a beer out of the fridge, watching the Super Bowl on the television, and just chilling in one of the different coves along the coast here of California. It must be a wonderful experience. And yachts are as much as for socializing with friends at events such as that as they are for splashing about in the water and enjoying being on the ocean. There is something incredibly fun about watching a sports event with your mates and a beer and a barbecued burger on a yacht. Moving forward, this is a great little area here because you have another little socializing area. Yachts of this size, it's not unusual for the owners to want to drive them themselves. They'll usually get the captain to actually do the difficult bit, getting back into the dock. But out on the ocean, it's easy even for somebody with my limited experience to sit here, steer, and make sure we don't bump into anything, whilst talking to my friends in that couch there. This, by the way, is a cool feature too, because if you have instruments on the flybridge that are exposed to the sun, they can easily delaminate over time. And so when you're finished with this yacht in the evening, this whole section here just closes and protects the instruments that you have there. Moving back, we'll take a look at the aft deck. Really lovely, spacious aft deck, but particularly want to draw your attention to this detail here. Very often these tables tend to be just a very simple teak, and that's fine, and it's functional. But this is gorgeous, highly varnished, beautiful work with that mother of pearl inlay. It's really something quite special. I believe personally that if you're going to buy a luxury yacht, the word luxury is important. You need to feel that you're on something that's been really well put together. There's this lovely bar area here as well with the bar stools that have been added. Again, a television for watching the Super Bowl. But look at this feature here. I've never seen this before, or if I had seen it before, I just maybe wasn't paying attention to it. The principle of having something functional but aesthetic is always a challenge in building yachts. Look what a great job they've done here. This cleat is perfectly positioned to be able to tie the lines, but then to keep the lines out of sight, you have this locker underneath here. It also makes it very easy to get the lines out and throw them to the dock when that's necessary to do. Now to go to the bow, we go down either one of the side decks, of course. On this deck, we have the door that goes to the crew quarters, and we'll be looking at the crew quarters later and also showing you the other optional access to that crew quarters. As we move up the side deck, we come to a second door that goes through to the bridge. So that's really useful, obviously, for the captain when he's working with the anchor. He can just easily access the bow. And then out the bow, we've got this rather nice sun pad here. The thing I really liked about that is that they've added a little miniature bimini top. Not all yachts do that, but actually you don't always want to be out under the blazing sun. Sometimes it's good to have a little bit of shade, or just to be able to sit here, relax, have a cocktail, maybe a telephone call to one of your family to tell them what a great time that you're having. Let's take a look now at the interiors, because there are things in the interiors that really surprised me, and I think they'll surprise you too. Now, as you can see, the sliding doors that divide the inside from the outside of the yacht completely open up, and it does make a wonderful, fresh, airy feel in the main lounge, which is surprisingly spacious as well. But that's not the surprise that I mentioned earlier. When I first walked in, I thought, surely this must be for the television set, which surely must lift out of this unit. But then I noticed that the television set is here. And that's because the owner of the yacht modified this here because he's a very keen pianist. And if you enjoy things like that and you want to be able to keep in practice and you enjoy music, what a wonderful thing this is to have on your yacht, where you can just sit down, there's even a little pedal there that folds out, play music and enjoy the company of your friends and your family. One of the reasons I wanted to show this to you is not just because it's a cool feature on the yacht, but also because it shows how easy it is to change a yacht and to customize it to the things that are really important to you and that enhance your enjoyment of the time on board. Another feature that I really liked about this yacht, as you can see, we're just walking past the beautiful dining area here as well. Not a lot I can really say about that, apart from it's a nicely proportioned dining area. But if you notice, I'm actually stepping up one step here. And this becomes an important feature throughout the yacht. I step up one step, but above me, the ceiling goes up about the height of 3 steps. That's important because through here is the galley. And just look at the head height in the galley. It's not just about being able to satisfy particularly tall basketball playing clients with high head heights. It's also about the feeling of space in here. It feels enormous and it's so well equipped. You've got refrigeration space, you've got freezer drawers, you've got 2 high-end ovens, a nice hob here as well. Everything that you need, plenty of light, and a lot of that light is actually coming through from the main windshield from the helm station, which also functions as somewhat of a dinette area here too. Everything that you could ever need in the helm station, the screens there with the radar, the GPS, you've got your engine parameters here as well. A really beautifully appointed helm station. What about your guests? Where are they going to stay? Well, let's take a look now. Now, I mentioned to you earlier about the importance of the steps, and you'll notice there are 1, 2, 3, 4 steps up to the VIP stateroom. Now, why have they done that? Well, quite simply because obviously at the bow, the shape of the bow is going from a very narrow area to a much wider area. So the higher up you can have this cabin, the more space you have. And I would suggest that this is one of the larger VIP staterooms for a yacht of this size. It really is quite impressive. You've got space here for a desk to do your work, or as I've said in many other videos, put your makeup on. A really spacious walk-in closet here, far bigger than I expected to find. Plenty of storage space there, and of course, as every yacht needs, an absolutely beautifully appointed ensuite head. For the rest of you guests, we can go back down the steps and to port we have a double stateroom, again with plenty of storage space, its own closet through here and an ensuite head. Through here we have a twin stateroom with single beds, again with good closet space, and again with a nice sized ensuite bathroom. And then moving aft, this is rather interesting here. We have storage space on this side. And here we have a washer dryer. Not the only washer dryer, I should say. We'll be seeing afterwards there's a washing machine and a dryer in another part of the yacht. But this is important because it's not unusual when you have guests on board, or even for yourself, that you don't necessarily want the crew to wash your clothes for you. Some people would much rather do it themselves, and so you've got your own personal washer dryer there. Obviously now though, we're in the full beam master stateroom, and this again is one of the things that Princess do so well. It's so spacious, so refined, so elegant. It's the kind of place that you'd wake up in the morning with a big smile on your face saying, "This is my yacht." The walk-in closet there is of a considerable size, and through the back of that walk-in closet you also have an emergency escape. It actually goes through to the engine room, and then from the engine room you can easily exit the yacht. You'll be able to see a little bit later how you do that when we look at the engine room. And then of course here, a surprisingly large ensuite bathroom. And you'd think that on a yacht of this size you'd have the choice of either a tub or a shower. This yacht actually has both, and they're both of a great size. I like the fact that the tub is just underneath that large window. Conjures pictures of being in the Bahamas and having your bubble bath in there and be able to look out and enjoy those blue skies and crystal blue seas and palm trees, white beaches. And then of course a very large shower room there as well. It's just a beautifully appointed yacht, and I've got to say, take my hat off to the captain and to the owner. They've looked after this yacht absolutely impeccably. There's more to it than just that though. Let's go back to where we started on the aft deck. Now the swim platform on this yacht is particularly large, and that's for the good reason, because it actually houses the tender, in this case a 14-foot tender, and the launching mechanism couldn't be easier because the entire structure descends into the sea, allowing the tender to float away, which is also of course a very easy way to be able to retrieve the tender. Here we actually have a two-door mechanism, a door within a door. This smaller door here giving you easy access into the transom, but actually this whole structure lifts up as well, so that if you need to get large items in and out of the yacht, it makes it a lot easier to do so. Beyond here is the crew quarters, so let's take a look at those. There are actually two ways of getting to the crew quarters. There's also a stairway there that goes to the side deck, as we mentioned earlier. But the test of a nice crew quarters is really what the crew think of the crew quarters, and the captain himself is very complimentary about this space. Really nice area for sitting, having something to eat. A little dinette area here, dryer and a washer, as I mentioned earlier. an oven here and 2 cabins, one of which can accommodate 2 crew very comfortably, and the other 2 that can accommodate 2 crew. You don't really need 4 crew to run this yacht. You can do it with 3. Today we've been out actually just with a crew of 2, but realistically you will need a stew, a deckhand, and the captain, of course. The 4th member might be a chef or just extra personnel to help out, depending on the level of service that you require. Now behind my cameraman is the engine room, and I know how much you want to see that. So let's take a look. Love and Life has 2 MTU 2,650 horsepower engines. This was an upgrade from the standard specification for this model. Her 2 generators produce 40 kilowatts of power each, and the yacht is also equipped with both a bow thruster and a stern thruster. Of course, one of the reasons that people buy yachts is so that they can spend time out on the water in different parts of the world. For me, this is my first time in California, and I can absolutely understand why people enjoy yachting here, why people do buy yachts to enjoy this part of the world. And I can hardly think of a better yacht to buy right now than Love and Life, whether you want to enjoy her here or take her over to the east coast of the United States or even to the Med. She's a yacht that's perfectly well equipped to be able to enjoy anywhere in the world. If you want more details, I'm actually not the right person to talk to. The owner is represented by my friend and colleague, Todd Rittenhouse. Do contact him. His email address is on screen now.